I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, this is the first one and the last one. I just got to go out and win it.
That's the way to treat him. Good luck to you. Rick Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the 50cc race, and these kids are 5 and 6 years old, mounted on little two-wheeled 50cc projectiles. And let me tell you, they're serious. Out in front, number 60, Eli Slater. In second spot is his brother, number 2, Zach Slater. Eli gets an incredible hole shot, and they are racing the entire track here at Texas Stadium. No cutting the track around the obstacles. These kids are going for the entire track. Zach Slater in front, in second spot, number 2. And there's your leader, number 60, Eli Slater. Radically modified little machine he's got, and they're 50cc, but they've got sophisticated suspension, full-on suspension, clutches and all, and these kids are going for it. They fly by the sphere of fear, which we will see a little later in the show. There's your leader, number 60. I believe he is 6 years old, Eli Slater. Look at the bike, very modified, huh? Going through the whoops. This could be a problem with something with this small a wheel, or smallest wheels as these have. Look at that. Monoshock, full floater rear suspensions. Number 2, Zach Slater in second spot. And these kids says, we want to go the entire track. We don't want to cut any track. This is our chance to race in front of about 45,000 people, and we want to put a show on for them. Look at that bike. Very, very radical, extremely long frame, and that could be a problem as Eli gets stuck up on a whoop. Oh, this is frustrating. He's hung up. He's casing it and can't get over the whoop. It's been lowered. There's his brother, number 2, Zach Slater. We got a battle of the Slater brothers. Zach looks like he has more of a stock machine, a little bit higher center of gravity, and more ground clearance, and that's what's making the difference here. As number 2, Zach Slater on a little Suzuki, a little 50, goes out in front. So it is number 2, Zachy Slater. Let's call him Zachy Farms Slater, taking home the bacon. And he's got it, and the crowd loves it here at Texas Stadium. His brother, Eli Slater, number 60, is way, way back in second spot. There's Eli, and they have to pull him over the top. So let's go down to Larry Myers in victory circle. Larry?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have the winner of that race. I think you're looking at a future world champion. And what is your name? First name is Zach. What is your full name?
Zach Slater, Zachy John Slater.
Jackie John Slater. How many Zachy? Okay, Zach John Slater. How many years have you been racing?
I don't know.
You don't know. How old are you?
7.
7. Zach.
I started racing when I was 3.
You started racing when you were 3, so you've been racing for 4 years?
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Uh-uh.
Would you like a girlfriend?
Maybe.
Let me ask you this, Zach. Would you trade your motorcycle for a girlfriend?
No.
Zach, you're going to get a nice trophy for winning that race. Now, would you trade that trophy for a girlfriend?
No.
You're thinking about it, though. Do you think maybe in a couple of years that you'd like to be in a winner's circle and be kissed by a trophy girl?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Well, Zach, you're just a fine, fine racer, and I think in a few years we're going to be interviewing you, and those trophy girls are going to be hanging out all around you. What do you think of that? Have you ever been kissed by a trophy girl?
No.
Would you like to be kissed by a trophy girl?
Yeah.
Okay. Here comes a trophy girl, the former Miss Camel, Vivian Chadburn. Vivian, come on up here. This is a former Miss Camel, ladies and gentlemen, from the Camel Pro Circuit, Vivian Chadburn. This young man has never been kissed by a trophy girl, and he just told me he thinks he would like to be. Here it is, Zach. Get ready. How about that, Vanda? Would you like it?
Yeah.
Let me ask you again, did you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's our winner, ladies and gentlemen, Zach Slater. What a job he did. And we'll go back up to Larry Huffman.
That kid has got to take lessons from Ron Lachine on how to kiss a trophy girl. I'll tell you that right now. All right, we go now to semi number 1 of the 250 class. The rider to watch right there in the middle of the screen on the left, that is number 44, Brock Glover. The first time this year, Glover has had to ride a semi to advance to the main. Here's the start. Glover on the gas. The big blonde from El Cajon, California gets a hole shot, throws it into the left-hander, and goes out in front. And Glover loses it. Glover suffered a momentary lapse of concentration and gives number 18, Fred Andrews, on the Suzuki the lead. Brock Glover cannot afford to do this. Only the first two go to the main, and Glover goes back in front, slams into Andrews. Andrews stays upright, but Glover serves notice. I'm not going to mess around, kid. I want this semi, and I don't want any problems with you. So Glover pulling away early in this semi number 1. The first two and only the first two go to the main. There's the distance between first and second. Brock Glover and Fred Andrews. Glover on the factory Yamaha, 6-time national champion. You've heard me say it before. Won his first title as a high school senior when he was 17 years old in El Cajon, California. Special permission. He was a gifted student, special permission from his principal to travel on the weekends to the races. There's number 18, Andrews, in second. Andrews is not getting pressured at all at this point. He's pretty well in control in second, so he's going to go to the main event if he can hold on to that lead. Glover in the shocking pink JT leathers in front. Glover, being a seasoned veteran, will use this race to check out any changes in the track. And there aren't many because there are no ruts at all that I can see around this track. But Glover will take different lines and look at things because he'll have a little bit more of an advantage than the guys in the main event who've not had to ride the semi, if that can be called an advantage. Glover through the whoops. Those are like chunks of concrete, folks. When you slam into it, they are awfully hard. The weather warm here in Texas, about 80, 85 degrees. Look at the lead. 6, 7, 8-second lead for Glover over Andrews. That's more than anybody else so far tonight here at Texas Stadium. Glover in front, Andrews content to stay in second. Andrews out of Salem, Ohio. Not a lot of motocrossers out of the Ohio area. Andrews is one of them. Hicks another one from Atwater, Ohio. Most of them come from Southern California, and a lot of them come from the El Cajon area, like Glover and Lachine and Johnson. Must be the water. I said earlier, almost a complete sellout. That is for a Supercross configuration, I must point out. You will see white, there is the white flag. You will see empty seats. That's because of safety purposes. In case a rider goes up in the stands, they've got to take out about the first 20 rows and block out the seats. And that's what's happened to Glover before. He has found himself inside the seats. Launched off a jump and ended up in about the third row. Gave the woman a heart attack that was sitting in the seat, I'll tell you. Glover in the final lap, in front. The Golden Boy. Not doing any showboating. Notice how he lands. Lands hard. The head jerks forward. That ground is unforgiving. Final lap, uneventful. Semi number 1. The first two will go to the main. There's a rider down. We cannot see his number. Looked like 352. Glover and Andrews going to the main event if they finish like this. There's Andrews in second spot. RM250 Suzuki, 1988 model. Hannah had a lot to do with developing that bike, and it's worked, and works very well. Glover on an 88 YZ250 production bike. Here's the checkered flag. Glover goes for it. Gets a little bit sideways, but not much. So Glover takes it. Fred Andrews will finish second. We'll see Andrews in a moment, I hope. He's way back. No, we won't. Let's go to the second semi. And the rider to watch, right there in the middle of your screen, number 4, Ron the Machine Lachine. Not happy about having to ride a semi. First two will go to the main event. It is Lachine in front, number 4. On the outside, number 43, the beast from the east, JoJo Keller. Right in the middle, looks like number 24, Dennis Hawthorne. Keller trying to come back after a long career. He's about 50 pounds too heavy. Number 43, JoJo Keller, the back part of your screen. But out in front, Lachine. Hawthorne second. Hawthorne almost runs into Lachine. That's dangerous. You don't want to tangle with Ronnie Lachine. He's a very tough rider to pass. JoJo Keller, number 23, told me earlier I need to lose about 50 pounds before I'm ready for the outdoor 500 Nationals. That guy is so heavy it takes 2 pennies to weigh him. JoJo Keller. Now Lachine and number 24 in second spot. Hawthorne starting to move away a little bit. Looks like number 29, Ray Somo, in third on the yellow Suzuki. It's a pair of